So, first video, as the title suggests, I bought a lemon. We're getting to that. I've bought a 1990 JDM EF7 CRX SI. That's with the dual cam D16 motor, not the B16 like everyone wants. I'm still restoring the car, so I don't know if it's a lemon yet because it's not registered, it's not on the road and it's not driving around a whole lot. So far, I've been lucky and I haven't had to fix a whole lot, but once I get it on the road, once me being a young teenager starts to give it a bit of sauce, things might break, stuff might get expensive. So I'm running on the basis that it is a lemon, merely so I can just kind of hope for the worst, and then when it doesn't come around, I'm lucky, or if I'm hoping for the worst and the worst comes around, there's no surprise either. This video isn't super family friendly. I'm Australian. Fixing cars, like everyone knows, gets frustrating, and to go to the effort to bleep everything out, honestly, I can't be bothered. I'm sorry if you're a kid and you're watching this and I've just ruined your life, but it is what it is. Hopefully I'll make a few more videos if it gains traction and gets a bit of interest, and then I'll just work from there and keep everyone entertained. Make sure to comment what you think I should change or do better, if I should go more in depth with things or less in depth with things. Just let me know what you guys want to see and what you don't want to see. So I've actually put together a little film of me picking up the car. I picked it up from a guy in York in Western Australia. So that was like a 200k drive. I think that's 130,000 miles. I could be completely wrong, but I'm guessing. But it was a fair drive, not too far, but still far enough. I went and picked up of an older guy named Steve. He sold me the car. And he was convinced he was going to sell it to me rather than to other people that saw it, just because I was insistent that I was going to restore it, and he was confident the other two people buying it were probably just going to part it out. I made a bit of a deal with him that once I've got it all registered, on the road, everything's finished, I'll actually take it back out and see what he thinks of it. So I'm sure in a later video that'll definitely be put up. But here's just a quick film, and I don't own the rights to the music, and if this video gets like demonetized or whatever, that's fine. I'm not planning on making money from this. I'm just trying to entertain, so it is what it is. So far we've been mocking up a small back frame for it, all this interior trim. I've got plenty of trim laying around. I got some spares from a guy called Ian. He gave me those. But we're just trimming up the back here. All of it's going to be carpeted, filled out. I'm actually going to be squaring off the back in here, like so. I've still got this cover to sit on top. And then right here, I'll sit a sub on either side. Other than that, I mean, it's just slow and steady work. I've got the door cards, dash, all to be retrimmed. I've got the seats over here. They've got to be fully reupholstered. They've got new foam and stuff going in. So they're going to be real fresh for the car. Paintwork, obviously. We had someone have a go at it before we owned it with an Orbital for some reason. So that it's rough in spots. I mean, it was actually black and green. It was a Fusion sponsor car, and it was kitted out with heaps and heaps of speakers and whatnot, and it was meant to just be driven around as a bit of a display to help advertise the company and whatnot. So there's lots of bits that you don't want to be green, especially in this day and age, because it's more of a 90s theme, and I mean, if that's your thing, then keep it like that. But I mean, we've got aircon vents that are green, more aircon vents that are green. We've got all the side skirts that are green, rear bumper pieces, some of that's green. Center console, luckily I got given a black piece there, but I've still got a green ashtray. This is the original green piece. I'm not looking forward to painting any of these, that's for sure. The actual door handles and the winder pieces, they're green. It's definitely not a small project getting all this stuff redone. I mean, hopefully I can get most of it sanded back and cleaned up so I can just hand it straight into a shop instead of having to worry about it too much myself. This is the motor. For anyone that doesn't know, the ZC exists. It's not actually a B18, it's a D series motor. It's got a very similar top on it, but this has no VTEC. It's a D series motor, so I think it pushes out about 130 horsepower, or like 90 kilowatts is the equivalent. So it's enough to get it up and go for like a 950 kilo car. I think that's about 2,200 pounds or so. That's more than enough for now. I mean, first step's just getting it back on the road. We've got a nice little Japanese import plate here, and we've got just about everything that you want in Japanese. So in terms of reading a lot of the fuse grids and whatnot, it's getting, I mean, it's not too bad. It's not too bad at all, because there's obviously the equivalent in English, and lucky for us, all the Australians are right-hand drive, and so are the Japanese. So translating doesn't even need to be done. I can usually just grab an Australian like fuse panel and see what's marked where and just work it from there. So right now, so far what we've done is we've actually just got the engine running. It's nothing crazy. It's not some big B20 build or some K-swap at the moment. There are plans for that later. I mean, it still sounds great when you start it. It's had fresh oil, fresh spark plugs. Fuel tank was dropped, which was so much fun. I love doing that. I just want to do it again. Cleaned all the fuel tank, new filter. I've got a fuel level sending unit that's actually coming in soon from Japan. A couple other bits and bobs to help get it running, and this is what it sounds like. Let's see if I can prop my phone up here and give it a little rev as well. So first thing I'm gonna actually video me putting together is, or fixing, is the rear lights. All the bulbs are there, all work, but when I press on the brake, if I've got the lights on at night, there's no second ignition of like that second bulb. So if I press on the brake, no one can actually tell I'm pressing on the brake. It just stays that solid red. It doesn't get any brighter like it should. So first thing to check before you start looking at replacing the bulbs is the actual switch that's underneath connected to the pedal. And all you want to do is check that that's intact and that's working. Sometimes it can get stuck down and the brake's constantly on, or the lights are at least. So I just stuck my head under here before, and I've only got speaker wire to kind of bodge it up for now, and later I'll get it properly fixed. But we've actually got, let me just try and fit in here. We've actually got so we've got the brake pedal here, and when you press on the pedal, it moves like that, right? Disengages it, or technically engages it. That's connected to this little switch here, and it's got a wire running off. As you can see, just to be sure, yeah, the wire's fucked. So that's fucking sick. The other bit of the wire is somewhere there. So I'm just gonna bodge it up, connect those two little strands, and then see if it works. So I've finally finished the wiring. Yeah, that's a fire hazard if ever I've seen one. But I'm only trying to figure out if the wiring is what's stopping it. That's all I'm going for here. So I'm gonna just turn it on, and I'm gonna just sit you guys somewhere here. I don't know if you can even see from here. You kind of can. I'll just sit you guys up, and we'll see if this fucking works. If not, fuck yeah. Wait. What the fuck? That's not supposed to happen. So, there are the lights on. I don't know why it's not focusing. Okay, there we go. There are the lights on. But I turn the lights off, and we got the brakes on. So, not only was it not wired in, but the switch itself has cooked it, so the brakes are stuck on. I've got no fucking clue how to fix that, so that's sick. But I'm sure I'll figure it out by just like fucking around and like nearly breaking things, because that's what young people do. For all the electricians, I mean, you're probably looking at some of this shit and wanting to gorge your eyes out and proceed to eat them. And yeah, look, I don't blame you, but eventually it will all be rewired, it will all be perfect, there'll be no fire hazards, everything will run smoothly, there'll be nothing drawing current or whatever, the battery won't drain overnight. I mean, it hasn't so far, but it might just for some reason. So it will be fixed. It's only just started, it's a bit fucky, we'll sort it out. So no problems. Mastermind that I am. Oh fuck, that's actually mint. Okay, so Interior, floor, right? You've got these little buttons that hold shit on. What I noticed was, on the pedal, you guys can see where I'm looking. Shit. Let me just get in here. Okay. So, we've got a little bit of the pedal, and when it's fully extended, it's meant to push on the sensor. Now, for some fucking reason, there's a hole right there. So it's never gonna work, right? So, like I was saying before, interior peg that I've got, one of these bad boys, I just got one of them. I was like, fuck yeah. That's got a little bit of a circle on the other side. It should just fit right in that slot, right? It didn't at first. Yeah, let me just fit it back in. I don't know if you'll be able to see there, but whatever. It didn't fit at first, but I just kind of trimmed it up and went, well, I'll just use something else for the interior. This can just sit here. It should work, right? And sure enough, ignition's on. Brakes, not on. Brakes, not on. Fucking, how you going? If I fucking put the lights on. Then we just got normal rear lights. And now I'm gonna place you guys somewhere down here. Hopefully you can see it, because I won't be able to. And I'm gonna have to rewatch the footage later. Maybe a bit better angle. But hopefully when I go like this, it should come on. So let's fucking pray for that, right?